Hello and welcome to another episode of TP's Diary. This is my 1977 Jaguar XJC V12 Coupe, and if you've been following, you would have seen in a previous video I had an issue with a misfire on it, which was coming from a broken distributor cap. I have now replaced all of those parts, and it's still got a misfire, and it's now moved from bank A to bank B, so it has to be something that I've done. So this video is about me just trying to find out what I've done, what I've disturbed, and yeah, so hopefully we fix the problem. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I need to just remove those spark plugs, and just to have a look. I want to see whether or not they have been firing. I should be able to see from the colour of them. So let me just get on and get that done. Right, I'm over at the bench now, and if you have a look at this one here, you can see it has actually been firing. Bearing in mind these were brand new plugs that I'd inserted before when I did, I changed all the plugs in the car when I changed the distributor cap. So that's number 4. So I'm pretty happy that one's been firing. We will check, because I have these. These are basically you put them in between the HT lead and the spark plug, and they flash, which gives you an idea whether or not there's actually spark, there's power going to the plug. So we're going to put those on. However, check this one out. If you can see that, this is number 2, and it hasn't fired at all. I mean, it's a bit gritty, but I think that's basically staining from fuel. So there's no, that one hasn't fired. So I need to understand why. It's either fuel, so it's either discoloured because it has been firing and it's got hot, but there's no soot or anything on that. So that's a brand new plug. So we're going to now go back to the car. I'm going to now grab the camera. We're going to go back to the car here, and we're going to reinsert those plugs in the same cylinders. So I'm not going to bother putting any more copperies on the plugs themselves, because there'll be plenty running through the thread. So I'm just going to pop these back in, tighten them up loosely, and then see whether that makes a difference. Okay. Okay, so that's number 4 done, and that's that one done. So don't need that anymore. So put those there and there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these trusty tool, very simple thing. I'm going to clip that into the, let me just stop that, and then spin this round so you can see it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug that in to the HT lead, and then let's spin that round, and I'm going to get that onto the plug. There we are, so that's that one. Then I'm going to do the same to number 4. Sorry about the camera movements. I'm going to do the same to number 4. I might actually put that on there first. So get that one on there, like that. And then take the HT lead. I don't know if you've ever seen these, but these are long nose pliers, but with the end bent round. And certainly on this car, these have been a bit of a godsend in order to get these HT leads on and off and on and off. Right. Okay, so there we go. So that is both of those on now. So that's both of those on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fire the car up and we'll check them out, see if they start flashing. Okay, so let's just see if I can try to picture this. So you can see tricky to that's odd, it's not trying to get it for me. Well, both of those are flashing. Maybe if I rev it a bit, you can just sort of see it. So I am actually happy that those plugs are firing. So let me just take the camera onto the back of the car here. You can hear the pulsing on this side, whereas that side you're not hearing any pulsing. Very difficult to pick it up on camera. So that tells me that it's not. That tells me that it's not the plugs. It's not a sparking issue. So it has to be fuel. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take those testers out, put the HT lead back on. They're done. And then I'm going to check the connections on the injectors. What may have happened is because I found a fuel leak and I've been disrupting it, maybe what's happened is a bit of muck in the fuel has gone in and blocked one of the injectors. I don't know. So that could be the problem. I doubt it's the fuel pressure, but I've got a fuel pressure reader, so I could check that later if I have to. I think the best thing to do now is to take those HT leads off, put them back on, take the testers off, put the HT leads back on the plugs, say that they're done, and then check the injectors. Maybe I have to put a bit of 12 volt and just tap them a bit to get them to work properly. I don't know. So let's give that a go now. And this is the last HT lead on. Okay, so they're back together. So that one I'm going to start with number 2. And let's just take this plug off. And I'm going to go and just grab my fuel injector tester, so we can just test that fuel injector. Right, this is my fuel injector tester. It's just a cheap thing that I bought on Amazon. I can't remember how much it was now. Maybe about 25 quid. So the idea is basically we connect that to the terminals of the injector, the other end to the battery, and then we hit a mode. So I normally do it in like 2, so it just does a number of pulses, and you can see whether the signal is flashing green on it. So let's get this set up now. And these terminals just slot onto the terminals of the injector, and then plug the positive to the positive, negative to the negative, obviously. Okay, so now let me just get that so you can. So now let's come down here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the mode to 2, and then what I'm going to do is now pulse it. So I should hear the injector pulse, and you see a green light. So if you're down here, you should hear it pulse, and then watch the signal on the tester. So there's nothing wrong with that injector, so it has to be something else. So let's go down here. Let me take the tester off. Okay. So now, what else can it be? So the injector's fine, the plug's fine. There is fuel in the rail because it was leaking. So it has to be something to do with, maybe it's this. Hang on a second. Look at that. Look at that. I've got a broken wire. Well, that's good news. That is really good news. Okay, so I wonder how easy that's going to be to fix, because I'm not sure I've got one of these fittings. I wonder if I can get that out. I have actually got another wiring loom for a V12, a later model from an XJS. So perhaps that's got the same connectors. But I tell you what I'll do in the meantime. Why don't I just plug that in, stuff the cable into the end like that. Can you see that? Stuff it. I'm just going to stuff it into the connector. Let's fire it up. Great. Can't fire it up until I get that up. Let's fire up the cart. Okay, got it. Let's fire it up and see whether or not that is the issue. I think that might be it. So that exhaust is now, that one's running fine, which I know. Yeah, it's running fine. You can hear the difference. That's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. So that has to be it. So what I have to do now is just try and fix that. Yeah. It's now definitely running on all 12 cylinders. Okay, so I need to fix that and then we can go for a drive. Okay, so Right, so I've got a feeling that if I fiddle around in here, I'm going to be able to poke that out. Yeah, look at that. So all I've done is just managed to get that fitting out. I've bent it a little. You can see I've sort of bent it a little bit. But I wonder if I can rescue it. Yeah, so I need to now, it's very tricky, but I need to open these crimps up. And if you can see, open these crimps up and then re-crimp that cable back into it. And make sure that that still fits on. Yeah, I've bent it a little bit, which is a bit irritating. But I reckon I can save it. I don't have another one. Right. Put that on through there like so. Like that. And crimp him on if I can. They're so small. I mean, it's not very satisfying, but then just wrap that around like that. That should be okay. And then if I get the soldering iron, perhaps I can then solder that in and push it back in. Okay, here's my little nifty mole grips. Okay, let's put them out like that. And then get my soldering iron. God, it doesn't help when you get the shakes. There we go. Yeah. My hand was shaking like you wouldn't believe. I'm happy with that. Right, hopefully I can poke that back in. It doesn't cause me any trouble. So, okay, let's get the soldering iron out of the way before I burn something. Right, so now make sure I put it into it the right way round, which is that way. So poke him in. It is a bit tight. Come on, you can go in. I need my long nose pliers to get it in there, so I can push it in with a screwdriver. It's just it's now Well, there we are. Okay. Okay, so not sure you can see that from there. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Yeah. Now got it in the spade connector. So let's just now connect that back on. Goes that way. Okay, now squeeze the rubber boot over the top. Grab all the tools, make sure there's no tools left. Fire it up and see what happens. I think I don't know if you can hear that, but there's no coughing, there's no banging. They're both the same. Oh. So that this beautifully creamy, smooth engine. Pretty sure that's fixed it. Fantastic. I'm very happy with that. Brilliant. So, okay, so let's go and take it for a bit of a drive. But I think I'm going to call it a day on this video. So it looks like I may have fixed the misfiring problem. In the end, it was a simple problem where obviously I dislodged a wire and it come out. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe, and there'll be more videos coming very soon.